Hello, I'm Karen Elgersma in Sooke at the Tugwell Creek Honey Farm and Meadery, and you're watching Go Island on Shaw TV.
On today's show, how one scientist has found a way to convert seaweed into fuel. Kim Rock has all our latest concerts, and James Green learns some great new tricks that will help him grow his golf game. All that and more on Go Island.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
Hello, thanks so much for joining us on Go Island. We are bringing you out to Sooke today, beautiful Sooke. Why? Because we have a sweet show for you today. That's right, honey. We are here at Tugwell Creek Honey Farm and Meadery. It is the perfect time of year to come out here and taste the fruit of their labors, see the farm, because there's so much happening.
This is actually the first meadery in Western Canada, and we have 100 beehives that we keep in the Sooke area, and we produce our own local honey, and we produce mead.
Now, do you know what mead is? Here's a quiz for you. Do you know what mead is? If you answered a honey version of wine, you're kind of right. Explain what mead is for people who've never heard of it, because there's still people who don't know what mead is, and it's understandable.
Mead is the oldest art of fermentation. It actually predates civilization. It goes back to the Neolithic period of cavemen.
Wow.
And the reason that mead is so old is because if you mix honey and water together, it will ferment. So, today, your basic mead would be honey, water, yeast fermented, and it can go anywhere from there. We have 5 different varieties of mead right now, and they range hugely from one to the other. So we have something that's similar to a blush wine, no grapes involved at all, and this one is completely from our farm. It's done with Marion, Logan, gooseberry, wildflower honey, clean fermented in stainless steel.
Can we try some?
Sure we can.
Okay, now what would this pair nicely with?
Actually, Harvest Melomel and another mead of ours, Solstice Metheglin, are what you will find on our table this Thanksgiving. And the reason is they're both excellent pairings with turkey and many other things. The thing that's so wonderful about Melomel is it's such a friendly mead. Most people really enjoy Melomel.
Hey, so what are we looking for?
So you're going to see there's a light effervescence there.
It's pretty.
It is very pretty. It's just crisp, clean on your palate. Nice, refreshing mead.
Ooh, it does. You can tell a little honey was involved in the sweetness of this. It's beautiful. And here we go. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Now you might be surprised when you try this, because you might think if it's made from honey, it's going to be sweet. But it's not. It's quite a dry. It's still, there is sweetness in it, yes, but it's very dry. We're going to try a few more meads in just a moment and tell you what they might pair beautifully with, because you're going to want to stock your kitchen so that all winter long you can enjoy the harvest and the bounty here on Vancouver Island, both with your mead and with your food. But first, speaking of bounty, we have a bounty of kelp and seaweed here on Vancouver Island, and there is one UVic student who has found a way to convert it into fuel. Paul Balstein has that story. Thanks for that story, Paul. I tell ya, there's so many innovative scientists out there that just keep on coming up with cool ideas. Although this idea has been around for thousands of years, these inventive, creative farmers have come up with really cool ways to turn honey into delicious mead, which is like a honey wine. And I'm telling you, this Thanksgiving, I encourage you to come out to this beautiful farm in Sooke, Tugwell Creek Farm, and have a mead tasting. It's such a beautiful place to walk around. You can learn so much about bees, bee health, but you can also have an opportunity to taste and discover what's the perfect mead for your Thanksgiving dinner. Now tell us what we're gonna try now, Dana.
Well, this product is called Kick-Ass Currant.
Love that name.
Okay, so the story about the name. This product is done with black currants and honey. It's quite red wine-like.
Okay.
You could compare it to a Pinot Noir while it's young, but it would age out to be something a lot more like a French
Like a Bordeaux?
Bordeaux, yeah, more like
Okay.
a French Bordeaux.
Makes sense.
So right now it is tasting really nice with smoked meats and cheeses.
Nom, 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 nom. I think that would taste really good with stuffing. So this is the perfect Thanksgiving dinner mead. Tell us about this one.
Okay, this is called Solstice Metheglin. It's a straight honey mead. It's made with a blend of ginger and Caribbean spices and aged in French oak. It's done with our local honey, fireweed honey from the Sooke area.
It's very exotic smelling. Okay. Oh my gosh, I've had this one before. This is so perfect. Well, we are gonna head out and package and look at some of the honeycombs. I'm very excited about that. And we're not talking about honeycomb cereal. No, we're talking about the real thing. But first, as you know, when a family is going through cancer treatment, a member of a family, there is so much to deal with. Often you have to take time off of work. There is stress. There's financial challenges. Well, there's a new workshop, a course available to help families deal with these struggles. Sucheta Singh dropped in to find out what it was all about. Thanks for that story, Sucheta. We are in beautiful Sooke at Tugwell Creek Honey Farm and Meadery, and I'm excited. You can see the French barrels here, the fermenting of the wine. It's all happening here. But even more exciting is what we have over here. Bob, explain what we're going to show the viewers right now.
Well, today we're cutting some honeycomb up for packaging the old-fashioned way. We've had a good season with beekeeping this year, and we are taking some of the hard work of the bees who have drawn out fresh honeycomb, and we're going to cut it up and put it in packages the old-fashioned way to give people a taste of honey in the comb.
Awesome. I love looking at honeycomb. It's the most amazing thing to me. All right, let's go for it. Does it amaze you still what a bee can do?
It does, you know, because this is a very labor-intensive process for bees to do. It takes roughly 10 pounds of honey to make a pound of beeswax.
Holy
And that's
cow.
before they actually start to fill it up with nectar and everything else, because of course they have to build the wax first in order
Right.
to put the honey into later.
Unbelievable. That is just crazy good. We're going to introduce you to a drink that you absolutely have to have as part of your Thanksgiving dinner. And of course, more great stories, including Kim Rock, right here on Go Island. We have a real buzz for you because we are at Tugwell Creek Honey Farm and Meadery, and the bees are buzzing around, which makes me so happy. Why? Because, as many of us know, over the last decade there has been so much talk, terrifying talk, about how the health of our bees has been scary, because we need bees to survive. Let's talk about the health of the bees right now, Bob. What's sort of the 411 or what's going on right now?
Well, the health of bees is, as you pointed out, very important to our well-being. We're still not out of the woods right now when it comes to the health of honeybees, particularly in North America and other industrialized parts of the world. Honeybees are in a state of decline, have been so since the Second World War, simply because we're eliminating a lot of the native pollinators as we increase our agricultural land areas and continue to use new and more effective insecticides. We do have a lot of pesticide use, particularly in our cities, and that is causing bees a lot of grief.
We do have to take a very quick break, but stay with us because when we come back, the tastings, and also James Green will be learning how to deal with some of the tricky parts of a Gulf green. It's a good thing his last name is Green. Thank you for that story, James Green. We are enjoying mead here at Tugwell Creek Honey Farm and Meadery. And one of the reasons why I'm so excited to be here is because with Thanksgiving upon us, I had the privilege of coming here before Thanksgiving a couple years ago, and you introduced me to pairing mead with my Thanksgiving dinner, and it was just extraordinary. Now, we've tried a few meads earlier in the show, and tell me about this one.
Well, this is actually our first real commercial release of a product called Original Sin Apple Quince Sizer. Now, sizer is both a mead word and a cider word, so it is a cider made with honey. So Merrydale makes their own version, Seasider makes their own version. Bob and I decided to try using quince in our sizer, and the reason we did is there was a lot of quince that's produced on Vancouver Island. It's maybe a fruit that not everybody knows.
We love quince though, don't we? We're quince lovers.
And so we wanted to use it in a product and promote quince.
I do an apple sausage stuffing.
Oh, yes.
This would go brilliantly with that. Brilliantly.
We have a product called Wassail Blush. That is a dessert style of mead. It's done with loganberry and wildflower honey, and it is aged in French oak barrels. Now, the Wassail Blush is a 2011, and you're going to notice in the color and in the flavor that this has become more sherry-like, and that is something that a light fruit mead will do as it ages.
Can you go a wassaline with this?
You sure
Here
can.
we go, a wassaline after Thanksgiving dinner. I'm gonna try some.
Wassail actually means to your health. It's a Norse toast.
That is the perfect way to end Thanksgiving dinner. Well, that and a little pumpkin pie, of course. Thank you so much for having us out here at Tugwell Creek. I always am so, I don't know, it's a zen here. I don't know if it's the bees or you or the beauty or Sooke, but there is a zen here. It's a beautiful place to taste, to learn, to explore, and to just enjoy an afternoon. So come to Tugwell Creek, get your Thanksgiving mead and honey, have a wonderful afternoon here, and you'll be all ready for harvest. And I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, feedback, ideas, you know where to find us: Facebook, Twitter, email, website. If you see us around, say, "Wassail," to your health.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Men's Wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.